It's radio
No, that's okay.
uz.com.
Mhm.
It's
Okay. All
RADIOUZ.com.
right. Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
you'll be popped up to
What do
music.
you what kind of testing what kind of testing framework did you use?
That's what I hate. So I know there's like a Karma, Jasmine.
You hate
Yeah, honestly, like until today,
Karma test.
I know these guys exist, but I'll be honest, I've never like really dive into them because until today, all of my projects, so they were like a
Mhm.
during my team lead, there was a other developer who was responsible for this. But when I was like just a regular like part of the team, not the lead, doing like a pen fed, like senior market sales, time Warner cable, they would tell me they would
Mhm.
do it, but in the real project, they'd never done it. So I'm familiar with it. So I've watched the videos, I've seen how it's done, but I've never really created the tests.
Mhm.
I'll be just honest. Sorry.
What about the regression testing, like the end-to-end regression testing,
Oh,
like
that would happen.
Cucumber,
Yeah, that would happen
um,
for sure.
Phantom?
Because before, like,
Yeah,
that's
but
that's
I'm asking you like
what is it?
I'm asking you your own experience. I mean, can you tell me about your own experience? I'm just trying to
Yeah.
guesstimate your experience. Yes.
So whenever the ticket is created, let's say by the QA or the BA, even the project manager, for example,
Mhm.
or sometimes it gets created by the client as well. When they have a access to some part of the project, they test it and they want something different, or there's a bug. So it gets assigned to me. So I
Mhm.
accept it. I try to work on that ticket, like putting the estimates on that. When I finish it, so I make sure that like to test that part only if it's a bug or that. But I'll make sure that this bug did
Mhm.
like this fix did not affect somewhere else because it happens a lot, and especially if it's a backend related or maybe for even the front end. So end-to-end testing. So I would
Mhm.
just finish the ticket, make sure that it works correctly, attach the screenshots like to the ticket before assigning it back whoever created the ticket. Like this was before, this is after. So the ticket is not there anymore, and I would just create a pull request, and if the lead approves it, it would just get merged to a master, and
Are you,
that's how we go.
so you don't have any automating automating scripting experience, right?
No.
Automating testing experience. Yeah, but the reason I'm telling you is like I guess this is college board culture. So each developer is basically full stack developer, literally like full stack.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't have a dedicated QA. Um, so we we do write code, then they highly encourage us to write an automated testing script, and then we also need to become kind of part-time DevOps guy
Okay, I see.
because we don't really have a team specific DevOps guy. We do have a cloud ops. They manage the just overall policy and stuff like that, but they
Mm-hmm.
don't really support each team dedicated. So each developers need to wear multiple hats. So let's say there's a production issue, then we are the first responders.
Yeah.
So that means writing the automation testing really help us. Help each one of us
Yeah,
make
I
our
see.
life easier.
Yeah, because it's just
So I was
not.
wondering like
Mhm. It shouldn't be a problem for me because I've been.
because I
Go ahead, go ahead.
mhm, I see. Yeah, because of um yeah, because of that. I mean, I used to be in a job where I just write code and we had a like dedicated tester, dedicated automated engineer. Everything was
Yeah,
easy, right?
it is.
And here it's literally like thrown to the cloud. If something goes wrong, I need to look at the Lambda, CloudWatch log and trying to figure out what is going on. Even like automate the email script. If something goes wrong, we need to send an email to us
I
to
see.
detect the problem easily. So basically, they call it 99.99% uptime and support.
I see.
Of course, I go to sleep.
Yeah, it's not a
But
problem. As you
when I
know,
wake up,
as a tech guy, it for me, like, I just learn new things very quick. So it's testing. So I know I watched that and I've done it sometimes, but it wouldn't be a problem for me, like, to pick it up real quick. It's just the testing, right?
I mean,
not a big
learning is
issue.
one thing, but willing to do is one thing. Because some people come in and they finally realize the scope of the work, and some people just don't like it. And nothing right or wrong about it. I just want to tell you.
No, I'm not that type of guy.
So do you have how much of experience with React do you have?
For the React, I've been using for the
Did
last.
you use like a React hook?
Yeah, like for the React, I've been using it almost for 3 years. Started with the Angular and just migrated over to React.
Yeah, I see. So did you use the React hook?
Yeah, like you use state and UZBEK, right?
Mm-hmm. How did you manage? So what do you think about the React hook compared with the class component?
So the hooks are good to work with the Redux, to work with the store. So component like a use effect and what was the second one I said? Use state and a use effect. So instead of using like a state equal and this dot set state, we just use like a plain one, and it's easy to connect it with the Redux store. So use effect, it just kicks out it's the same as a component did mount function.
So did you use a React hook with Redux?
Yeah, mostly with the Redux.
For the state management.
Yes.
Redux. Okay. What about? Okay, I see. What do you think about the MongoDB? Do you like it?
Well, I love it, because.
Did you run into any kind of challenge using Mongo?
So not the challenge. The only thing I think is, let's say you mistype the collection name or something like that. It doesn't give you any error, just like the SQL. So it just creates it on the way. Like, hey, it's okay, I'll just create. So there might be an issue sometimes, but otherwise, it's just like writing and interacting with the backend, the database, just with the plain JavaScript, and it's all just clear with the through the Mongoose package. It's just all clear and easy.
How many Mongo tables did you guys create? Just one or many?
Mongo what?
So when you use a Mongo database, did you create a one big table, or did you create a smaller?
You mean the collection, right?
I'm sorry?
You mean the collection, right? Because in Mongo they call it collections.
Yeah, collection, yes.
Yeah, it's various from the project to project, but usually multiple.
Usually multiple, okay. Do you have any other experience with other key value pair databases like DynamoDB or any other?
So I know, so the PostgreSQL, not really worked with it, but I was getting exposed to this. And I have some experience with the MySQL as well. Since Node.js works with all of these guys to create the RESTful APIs. Yeah. But mostly I've been working with the MongoDB lately.
So when you use a MySQL, what was your biggest challenge? I mean, the reason I'm asking is I went into so many issues with the different technology at here.
Yeah.
I became kind of curious what other people had, what kind of different challenge. I'm also trying to learn.
So MySQL has been a long time since I used it. So in the MySQL, as I said, like it's more strict. Like everything has to be like pre-created. all the tables, all the databases, and all the like a key value pairs, not the key value pairs, but everything there. So if it's not, it's gonna give you a keep like error, like hey, cannot connect this or that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the
But if
challenge,
you have
yeah,
millions, let's say if you have a millions record,
okay,
let's say you have hundreds of millions of record in the MySQL table,
mm-hmm.
and then you want to update large number of data set among the millions of record. It could be, half the data size. How would you update quickly?
Update quickly. So,
I mean, right? Let's say if you run some update statement, it could take like hours.
That's right.
Because
Yeah.
there are so many things. How would you approach to speed?
So with the MySQL, I don't know, because it had been a long time since I haven't used it,
Mm-hmm.
and I've never came across this
Can you
kind of
tell me,
issue. So,
yeah. How about this? Like, can you tell me your biggest technical challenge from last year, entire last year? What was the biggest and interesting challenge you ran into? Technical challenge.
like overall, right? In general.
Well, it could have been just one specific issue you
Okay.
ran into it, or anything you think is interesting.
Well, the interesting is it might be like a very simple, but the issue I came across is we have a bootstrap, right? So on the bootstrap, where we have like a rows and the column mediums, like we have to divide 2, 3, like up to 12 pieces. Those column mediums like
Yes.
does not work with the Safari very well. I remember like when it happened like
The
on
Safari.
PenFed. So whenever you put the first column medium, it just shows as empty on Safari specifically. It works fine on the Chrome, on Opera, Firefox, but on Safari it gives an issue. And it was funny, like how come like it works everything well, but on this side. So the only fix for that, well, okay, it was very easy. Just to go to Google and just type the issue and they give the answer. Just to send the content to none, and that would fix the issue without affecting any other like Chrome or other cross-browser platforms. But this is one of it, like a Bootstrap that's like a worldwide use, and it's just giving like this small column medium issue on Safari. I know this might be too simple, but this is just like first comes to my mind because that was just really funny for me.
Let me see.
So you said you guys have front-end developers and back-end developers, but you worked as full stack developer. So how did that arrangement work? Did you guys have someone who was working primarily on the databases and the middle tier, and you were just leading them, or like how did the work division happen if you guys had full stack and
on this on this
developers?
on this last project it was like that. So we had like a separate backend developers who were very strong and like only focusing on the backend side, creating APIs with the Node.js, creating database with the Mongo, and we had a front end developers who were just getting those APIs and implementing on the front end with the post, get, delete, all these requests. And also I was getting involved as well, but primarily the main thing. So I would talk with the client, I would interact with the businessman, the project managers, business analysts, and also with the technical team as well.
So when you guys use the MERN, what kind of authentication protocol did you use? Did you guys use OAuth?
Well, for the token, we use like a JSON Web Token (JWT), and for the through the a Google or Facebook, we use like a Passport.js.
Let's see. Now, when it comes to asynchronous coding in the Node, did you guys use any framework, or did you take advantage of Node 8's new feature?
Well, when it comes to asynchronous, Yeah, Node.js is like a asynchronous with a single thread, but the best way is like there's a callbacks, there are promises, and the best way to approach is just use promises with the async await. So that's the approach that we would take.
Yes.
Like instead of using callbacks.
Okay. Right. Let me see. There's an interesting question. In the Lambda in AWS has a timeout. It time out in 15 minutes no matter what. Like even if the Lambda instance is running, in 15 minutes you get killed. So we had a long running process.
Wow.
Supposedly longer than a 15 minute, and then it was being killed. And when we realized it, we were like, what? It used to be 5 minutes, and AWS increased to 15 minutes. But 15 minutes, a lot of times, is not enough. So you don't have to be expert on the Lambda, but let's say there's some process running for 15 minutes. So how would you run the job that's going to last 20 minutes? How would you complete the work that's going to take a 20 minutes using this Lambda?
So let me clarify the question. So there's a request that runs for 20 minutes, right?
Yeah, the request. Let's say this job is going to take 20 minutes of computing time, but the Lambda is going to be expired in 15 minutes. So the job is not going to be finished.
So in that case,
this is basically distributed job kind of question.
Yeah. I'm thinking right now. So it's 15 minutes and the job is 20 minutes. So there's no way like before the 15-minute ends to, let's say, without stopping the 20-minute like operation, just update the Amanda starting from scratch, right? Just like a token. There's a way for it?
I mean, it depends on like how you're implementing it, but definitely you want to pick up the job, uncompleted job, and do it again, right? So, it doesn't have to be Lambda. Let's say I create a service, and this service can only run for 15 minutes. And if you have to use that framework, you know that you have to run it in the loop, right? You want to run the loop until the job is finished. So when the job comes, first thing is like, save it to database. And then let's say, database contains all the inputs. And then you run it. And you do the sum of the testing so that you know that how many tasks can be done within the 15 minutes. And then you finish it. You sort of like, you don't want to wait until the Lambda get killed by AWS. You want to terminate by yourself. And then you want to launch to another Lambda and pick up the slack again. That's the weird thing about the cloud. Cloud doesn't make anything easier. I definitely prefer using the node as it is. But what's happening is, like I said, like we don't have dedicated DevOps guy. That means having the Lambda running by AWS is a huge help. AWS manages the runtime of the Lambda, right? At the same time, it makes the architecture more complex.
Yeah.
And suddenly, my knowledge of Node became kind of almost like useless. I need to find out what is the AWS, the limitations, and trying to come up with the architecture, how to do it.
I see.
And then also like do you have experience with the GraphQL?
Yeah. Not really used it, but I know it's very simple. So on the API, RESTful API, if you just make your endpoints will be different. On the GraphQL, you're gonna make a request to the one single endpoint, and you just make your filters there.
How much of experience do you have with the Webpack? Did you
Wow.
actually configure the Webpack? Are you comfortable with the?
Yeah, I know. Sure, Webpack is just something that compiles everything into one. So as you know, like a React and Angular, they all of them have it built in. So as soon as you do like npm start or npm run build or ng serve, it's just automatically done for you. Like there's a runs a Webpack that would combine like your, let's say, like 50 JavaScript files into one, and there's a Babel that would convert like ES6 functions into regular JavaScript functions. For example, arrow functions, and for example, so because browser does not understands like ES6 functions, for example, the Babel does it, and the Webpack is just takes everything and just converts into one single JavaScript file.
What about TypeScript? Have you done the TypeScript?
On Angular, yeah, because Angular is like done created on TypeScript, so it's
Angular,
class-based functions.
I see. So one final question is, okay, let's say you're working with a junior guy.
Okay.
And you propose a solution in the morning, and then throughout the day, junior guy was very adamant.
Yeah.
And then somehow he's right. He got right. He probably came up with a better solution. So at that point, how would you proceed?
I take it. During my career, because I'm not like I don't know. I never say I know everything and I'm the best. Because during my career, as I said, I've taught a lot of students, and sometimes they're smarter than me. So when I give a task, or if I show them one solution, they came up with a different one. I'll say good job. Like, if sometimes they point me my mistakes, I'm like thank you. So I'm not the arrogant one like who would not like accept the critics or like better solutions from the juniors. So I accept it.
I see. That's good. All right.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, we're almost up on time. Do you have anything for us, Said? Any questions?
Not at the moment, because I got them answered like they're doing the interview questions that you guys told about me.
Yep.
All good.
Okay. Yeah, sounds good. It was nice talking to you. We will be in touch with your recruiter.
Yep, thank you. Have a good one.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
All right. Thanks again.
Okay. All right. Thanks.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.